friends, welcome back to another episode of Two Idiot Girls. Woo! You guys, it's just us today.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Can't have a banger every week. Back to basics.
Back to our roots.
Anyways, everyone, this is a change shirt. And it says, nobody should be in prison for weed.
Period.
And when I wear this, it's one of these to Ronald Reagan.
And his bitch ass wife. I hate the Reagans. I don't give a fuck.
It's one of these.
You have to put two up for each Reagan.
No, it's just that's why I'm doing it so hard, like a little white kid when they learn this move.
Dude, did you see Tragedy Struck this morning? I lost a nail. The day of the People's Choice Awards. What will people think of me while I'm sitting at the table, not on the carpet?
I don't know. Yeah, guys, we're going to the People's Choice Awards today. By the time you see this, I will have already gone. Did I have fun? Who knows?
We'll recap it next week. Because it's us going, I already know something insane's going to happen.
A lot of you actually subscribe to the Patreon just to watch the London vlog. And a win is a win. I'll take it.
I'll take it. And guess what? It was really funny.
It was really funny.
The only thing that could make it better is if I had a fucking camera and you could hear what's happening. That's the only thing that could make it better.
That probably would have helped. That probably would have helped a lot. Anyways, yeah, this is one of the Reagans. They are literally Spitfire roasted over a hellfire down in hell currently. And if it's not, by the time I get down there, I'm gonna make sure of it.
I'm gonna drag them down there with me.
I'm gonna hog tie them and slow turn them over a roast.
I'm gonna build an umu
in honor of my ancestors. And then I'm gonna fuck up the Reagans. They've caused so many of the world's problems.
I agree.
It's honestly kind of like mind blowing if you look into it. Anyways, I'm like, why are we talking about the Reagans?
And people say we don't get political on this show.
Please. Oh yeah, got coffee alert. This is from a small coffee shop. Can't remember the name.
You guys, here's like a little preview of ideas I have to put on the Patreon because it makes me laugh. Number 1, more vlogs. Woo! Number 2, Overcooked. We will get it on there.
Don't worry, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
The logistics are a little hard.
They're a little sticky, but I'm trying to figure them out.
We're working on it though, I promise.
And then, if you guys have other ideas, let us know. But obviously you can't watch it unless you're on the Patreon. But the other one I had was to do a mukbang, but of food from strictly the IE.
Oh, what a great idea.
Can you imagine us eating Baker's and Miguel's and what else is up here?
That's it. No, Lucky Greek, Burger Basket,
yeah,
Miguel's, obviously,
yeah,
Mojo's is Crown Town specific. What else is Mojo's even still there? Someone,
oh no,
chat, comment down below if Mojo's is still alive. Comment down below.
Oh no,
yeah. R.I.P. to a real one if she's not up
it's
anymore.
Right next to where I used to get all my piercings. It's a good little spot down there.
It's right next to where I used to stop to get gas when I was driving to my job. That was awful.
You know where Mojo's is close to too? One of the best car washes in Crown Town.
And right next to Miguel's, the original.
One of them, not the real one, but yeah, one of them. There's
the restaurant. No, the restaurant. It's like right there.
Yeah, but you're saying the cocina, not when you say original. Yeah.
The OG restaurant.
On that street alone, I think there's like 4 Miguel's restaurants. Like that's not a joke.
Yeah.
There's a couple of juniors, and then there's one cocina.
At least 3 Taco Bells. I don't know why Taco Bell specifically, but they are all on that street.
I will say, I've seen all the new stuff Taco Bell's coming out with. If I ate meat, I'd be really interested. It does look pretty good.
Yeah, the rebrand goes crazy.
Like,
I did get the cinnamon twist.
The
cereal in PR. I haven't tried it yet, but Billy has eaten it several times and he said it bangs.
I don't like those, so
I love cinnamon twists.
I believe you.
They're so good.
No, they put out cinnamon twists with I think tahini on them. Here are things I saw.
Let a thing be a thing.
Everyone knows that I am obsessed with Remy Ashton. So here are things I saw her talk about for the Taco Bell launch.
I do love Remy.
They had a Baja Blast pie.
I saw that.
They had a Cheez-It Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Cheez-Its inside the Crunch Wrap? I don't know how I feel about that.
She said it was really good.
I love Crunch Wraps. You know, Billy actually makes the best crunch wraps ever.
I think our uncle does, but
Oh yeah, his are good too.
Billy's second place.
Apples and oranges, you know what I mean? Can't compare the sunrise to the sunset.
All right.
They're both beautiful to me. As long as it ends with me eating a crunch wrap and not having to cook it, 10s across the board.
Wait, and then another thing she said was that they had these empanada things that have like chicken in them. They looked really good.
Now we're fucking talking. When it comes to encased meats,
Yeah.
I'm there. Billy literally like
taquitos,
that's
egg
his,
rolls, enchiladas,
girl, a dumpling,
lumpia,
yeah,
pot sticker,
lumpia. My mouth salivates when I think about lumpia, girl. And not dessert lumpia. Peace and love. Peace and love.
No,
to
I want
my
the regular,
Filipino
the meat
girlfriends. My Filipino girls. Like I don't like the sweet lumpia. Oh, but the savory one.
Every time I think of lumpia, I think of how much I want to eat that. But I also think, have you seen that audio of Cameron Diaz talking about how she grew up next to Filipino people? And she has like an accent when she's talking about them.
Yeah, because she keeps saying Filipina.
Remember
when we said, do y'all remember when we said, is it not so fucking irritating to hear that culture people talk like that? But it's not because they're trying to be respectful. It's literally to like prove that they are so much more cultured than you may think they are. That shit's annoying. Yeah, I did see that fucking clip.
Oh, drop my cap.
One of those. That was a tough watching that clip.
She's like, yeah, we'd eat chicken adobo.
And listen, I love adobo.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fucking adobo right up. But lumpia, girl, I feel like a cartoon, like when they eat like spaghetti and it's like,
yeah, or like
that's how I feel about lumpia.
In SpongeBob when Patrick inhales
turns
all those
into
cookies.
the vacuum.
Yeah, that's
and
me.
Like, that's me with any sort of savory lumpia.
That's how what's his name? Tuna eats his dinner.
Tuna eats his dinner like how the Fantastic Mr. Fox and his whole family eat, which is like, rah, rah, rah. Like, yeah, like mashing his face into it. Billy's favorite episode every season of the Great British Bake Off is the one where they make
it's the best one.
Only encased meats.
When they do savory ones, those are the best ones.
He's like, this is the best episode every time. Because, like, he loves an encased meat. Let me tell you.
I know, fucking freak. What was I gonna say? Have you? Oh, Drew, tell them the good news.
About what?
She finished The Bear, everyone.
Oh yeah.
She finished The Bear, and she also finished Griselda.
I sure did. Look at me. Final thoughts
on The Bear. We'll do The Bear first.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the sexiest character? Who's your favorite character? Wait, I'll tell you mine.
You already told me yours.
Mine's cousin. Mine's Richie, and then I also really love Marcus. That's like second place. Then everyone else is third, and then if it's out of 100 characters, Claire is number 100 in million too.
Can I tell you all something? Is this a safe space?
This is a spoiler too, so if you haven't watched The Bear.
Yeah. Well, I'm the only person who should be left having not watched it. Okay, that's the rule. I watch it well after everyone else has watched it. Anyways, here are my thoughts, especially on like the season 2 finale.
Okay. Did you think season 2 was better than season 1?
Honestly, no. I thought they were both so wonderful. I thought season 2 they really ramped it up sure.
Like I can't think of
like that entire Christmas episode. I like feel like Billy was like, I feel like I hold my breath every time I watch this show because it's so intense and it's so like that to everyone, which is like very, very, the whole point of the show is that it's so anxiety riddled because they all are.
Yeah.
Okay, so like season 2 finale, I'm not gonna lie, when Carmi got Sydney that little fucking coat, I was like, the bitch is about to lock in. Like the bitch is about to lock in. Like that's what I was thinking in my head. And this bitch crumbled. She cracked under the pressure. I said, she's like, maybe I'm not good enough. You know what? You're not. I watched that whole episode. You're right. You're not. Step aside, let cousin step in, because clearly you can't fucking do it. The fact that everything that went wrong, she was like... Like I was like, girl, what the fuck? Are you acting like you never worked in a restaurant? You're acting like you had no idea what was gonna happen.
If you think about her, like she had to set up the whole restaurant herself. Like what's his face did not help her. Wait.
Okay, but then you have that moment under the table and then everyone's agreeing to lock in. Are we not? Listen, maybe this is my Virgo because when I watch it, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I did every single detail by myself. Yeah, you're going to repay me for that shit, but tonight's not the night. Tonight's the night we lock in. You know what I mean? She was irritating the fuck out of me that entire episode. I was like, bitch, you knew something was going to go wrong. They say it all the time. They're like, things go wrong, but every second counts. Things go wrong, but every second counts. And I said, why is your Sue taking over? Like, what's her name? Tina.
Yeah.
Why? Tina.
If you think about it, all of them, like, well, by all of them, I mean, like, her and Richie. And, what's the other guy that went to the cooking school? What's his name? Ephraim?
Oh,
Ibra.
Ibra.
They all went and got training.
Yeah.
And she didn't.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Because she couldn't. She's doing a bunch of other stuff.
I just think she's pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, step aside then. You know what I mean? You're slowing me the fuck down.
No.
Why is everyone around the kitchen moving?
You would be so mean if you worked in a restaurant.
And I would run that shit like the Navy, bitch.
I'll
tell you what. I'm keeping those stars. That's for fucking sure. I'm one of those people where they're like, she's awful, but she knows how to run a fucking restaurant. That's why Carmi. That's what I'm talking about with Carmi.
Mm.
He said, "Step aside, then," and that's what I would have done. And that's what Cousin did.
I know.
He locked in, dude. I literally said that after
I love him.
after Forks, like the episode Forks, which was wonderful. It was amazing. After that, I said, look at this man. He said, give me a fucking soup, bitch. And all of a sudden, he's making all these decisions. He's being mature. He's found his purpose. He found his place. That's why I was like, she's too, what about everyone? What everyone's thinking about me? And isn't that the whole fucking point? They're like, you gotta not care about literally anything but this if you want to do this. And then she's still like, oh, but what's Carmi doing? Who gives a shit? That's why I was like, if he's not here, guess what? I'm Carmi now.
Do you think they're going to write it to have them fall in love?
I was vibing with her and Marcus, but then the way she acted and then she was refusing to let him help her on opening night. And he's like, I feel like you're treating me weird. And she's like, no, I'm not. And at the same time, she's going, come on, man. If you can't handle the pressure, can't be number 2. Step aside. And also, she's letting her personal shit get in the way. But I don't know if he's going to fall in love with her. I don't know how I feel about that. Because at first I was kind of like, no, they're giving me brother, sister, right? Yeah. They're giving me besties.
I thought that too.
But then that moment at the table, I said, maybe.
I
don't know. But then I saw how she acted. I saw how he acted. I said, never mind. Like on opening night, I was like, you guys would, seeing as she literally cannot keep her personal life separated from her kitchen life at all. Mm-hmm. I think that's a terrible idea. And
he can't either. Shit, he gets distracted so fast.
He always chooses one, right? So like, but at least he knows is my point. She thinks she could do both. She can't. When
they were like, "Oh no, Claire heard him," I was like, "Thank God." Bye.
When Claire heard him, I was literally like, "Time to become the best chef this world has ever seen." Sorry, choice is made for me. I'm out. But then when he heard that voicemail, I was kind of like, I don't know. I was like, would that be devastating to hear? Sure. Like, would you feel bad? Sure. Would it suck to hear that? Sure. But then also I'm like, you knew how mentally unstable he was when you started dating him, girl. You know what I mean? And if you see he's getting distracted, wouldn't it be nice to be like, you know what? Like, why don't you do that and then come find me when you're ready? Kind of deal. I don't know. Maybe that's me. That's me just making excuses because I don't want him to have a girlfriend. I want him to focus on the kitchen.
All right, friends, we're going to take a quick little break, and this is with our friends at Earth Breeze. So some New Year's resolutions are destined to fail. Like maybe you're like me and you're like, I'm going to buy a planner and I'm going to write all my daily, activities in there, and then you don't. But lucky for you, I have an easy resolution that we can all make, and it will make your life easier, be kinder to your planet, and transform the way you do laundry in 2024, switching to Earth Breeze. I know you're thinking laundry isn't very fun, buying a huge heavy plastic jug and measuring it out just the right amount of detergent while getting goo all over the place is super infuriating. I did so much laundry yesterday, and I was glad that I didn't have to have the big jug and it was gross because I love Earth Breeze. Thankfully, Earth Breeze heard our cries. Now Eco Sheets are here to change the game. Unlike liquid, powder, or capsule detergent, Earthbreeze looks like a dryer sheet, but it's ultra concentrated laundry detergent. They're literally like, they look exactly like a what did it just say? A dryer sheet where you just throw them in the dryer. They look like that. They're kind of waxy, but they don't feel, there's no like residue in your hands. You just throw them in the water in the little hole. The way I don't know how to wash clothes. It couldn't be easier. Just throw a sheet in with your laundry and watch it dissolve in any wash cycle, hot or cold. No measuring. That's one of my favorite parts. No mess. And best of all, no wasteful plastic jug. Earthbreeze fights everyday stains and odors, giving you an amazing clean time. When I used it, it didn't leave too much of a scent on there, which I kind of like because I have sensitive skin, but my clothes smelled and felt clean, if that makes sense to you. I love that Earthbreeze is dermatologist tested, hypoallergenic, I need that, and free of bleach and dyes. So it's perfect for every load I have, from bedding to towels and even my delicates. The best part is you'll never run out of detergent again, thanks to Earthbreeze's flexible subscription that you can adjust, pause, or cancel at any time with no hidden fees or penalties. You save a whopping 40% when you subscribe, and shipping is always free. Eco sheets are packaged in a slim cardboard envelope that saves a ton of space. Switching to Earthbreeze won't only make laundry day easier for you, but also easier on the planet. Right now, my listeners can get started with Earthbreeze and save 40%. Go to earthbreeze.com/2idiotgirls. That's earthbreeze.com/2idiotgirls for 40% off your subscription. Now back to the episode.
And she was like, sorry you feel that way. And then she left. I know, but then when him and Richie were fighting, that did make me emotional.
That made me cry.
That made me really emotional.
Cousin has come so far.
I know, and he was being mean. But you see how he was being mean to him, and he knows, though? Mm-hmm. Like, he was like, that's not him. Yeah, that's not him. He's stressed. He's pissed off, which is like their whole thing. But she's not used to that, obviously. But they're family, and you see how he's kind of like, he didn't mean that. And he's like, and you're welcome, by the way. I would not let him talk to me like that if I stepped the fuck up like that. I would not. It was wonderful, though. Such a great show. Can't wait to watch the next season. Now I will be watching live, now that I've caught up. Now I will be watching live like everybody else. Griselda was wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did really like Griselda. Yeah.
That we watched at the same time.
No.
Well, you watched it right before me, but I'm saying like you watched The Bear like 2 years ago is my point. I'm saying we were in the same time zone when I watched Griselda.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really good, guys. Yeah. It was so good.
There were some parts where the prosthetics were really, like, the lighting made it so obvious.
Yes and no, because I feel like they were just trying to make her look almost like haggard towards the end, which I think they accomplished.
No, for me, it was at the beginning they looked bad.
You think?
Yeah. And then I just wish they gave her better hair, but if that's how she wore her hair, then I guess, you know?
Yeah. Sofia Vergara, like, she ate that shit up, dude. She did such a good job.
I was trying so hard.
The whole cast was honestly really amazing.
Good.
They were all so great. The only
ones I didn't like were her sons. I'm like, they're too old.
I didn't think they
to be playing whatever age I'm assuming they're supposed to be.
Well, at that time, I mean, I kind of thought that, but then towards the end, like when they're older, I thought it kind of matched. But
no,
I see
at the end, yeah. But I'm saying at the beginning, I'm like, it looks like they're supposed to be like maybe 15, 16.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and then they look like they're like 19,
yeah,
20.
Well, they should have casted like younger kids and then put the older ones at the end.
Yeah,
I don't know. Also, that movie, if I get to change anything about that show, cut all the shit out with the cop.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, girl.
I want to watch her win, even though she doesn't.
To the police. I was literally like, because I just, me getting all
worked up.
Flemmy, because I'm getting all worked up. I just didn't give a shit about watching the cop stuff. I was like, and you know what's so funny? I was telling Billy, I was like, I love a show where the protagonist is like likable but not. Like I fuck so heavy with that. Like you have someone who's so complicated, like you're like, I want to root for you so bad, but now I really don't want to root for you anymore. And then you're kind of like, oh, actually I do. Like, and that's how you feel watching Griselda. Like the whole time in the beginning, you're like, yeah, I want this bitch to win. Yeah. Then when you see how awful she starts being, then you're kind of like, I feel mixed feelings about wanting you to win. I don't want you to win anymore. And then when you factor in like trauma and what they went through and what, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really hard to, I fuck with a show that has characters like that. I think it's so much more realistic. That's why I told Deison about The Bear, like that Christmas episode. Holy shit, what a crazy episode. But I was telling her, I think the reason why people love watching stuff like that, why that show won so many awards, for obvious reasons, they're all so talented and amazing. But I also feel like they do a really great job of showing a family that is so complicated. It's like that's a real family, like a family that it's not all awesome and it's not all terrible, and like sometimes you have to look past terrible in order to see awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's how I felt about Griselda too. Same kind of vibes, but both quality shows. And Daison has 2 new crushes from that show.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell them.
Number 1, Griselda. Number 2, you guys, Dario was so sexy. I was distracted the whole show. And then towards the end, I was like, am I also into Rivy? And then they kept showing him. If you watch the last episode, they show him a lot more.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm into Rivy. Very
towards
gorgeous.
the end of the
they
show.
They were very gorgeous to me.
Towards the end of the show, there's like a scene where Rivy, like, this is like when they team up. It's like in the 80s at this point. And that's spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. But when he walks over to her, Billy goes, this man has yet to miss a fit. Like with Rivy, the costuming throughout the entire show was so great.
It was so good, yeah.
So fucking great. Like the cinematography is beautiful in that show too. But the costuming, man, they were eating that shit up. The hair and makeup, so fucking good. So good. But yeah, Daison's obsessed with Dario and Rivy now.
Well, I don't know if I'm obsessed, but I do find them very sexy. Whatever that means.
She's like, I don't know if I find them obsessed, and she put a Dario edit in her Instagram story.
Yeah, that you sent to me. So
yeah, because you were just telling me about how much you liked him.
He is so handsome to me. She's very beautiful to me.
That was like his whole thing too.
Was being hot?
Yeah, like in the beginning of the show.
Yeah. When he like looks kind of weird towards the end, I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm still into it, but like at the beginning, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's like them just like showing them. They're trying to show them aging or whatever.
Yeah. No,
that's why they look different. No, I'm asking. I'm assuming that's why they start to look a little different. It's because they're trying to make them look older. Mm. But yeah, in the beginning, that's why in every scene, everyone was like, "Hey, sexy."
Yeah. Who's this?
Those are the only lines Daison wrote.
Because I'm on like day 111 of Duolingo. I'm like, oh, I could watch the show. Like, obviously, and understand them. Their dialect is different. The only time I could understand her fully without having to read the captions was when she was yelling because it's slower.
Me. Literally me.
Menos rápido, por favor. Please.
Literally me. That's why I was like, yeah, some of the, when they're talking slower, like when her and Dario were fucking fighting.
Yeah. I
understood every word. And the word puta is used a thousand times per episode.
And you guys.
So funny.
Anyways, have you watched anything else new?
Nope.
That's it?
Nope.
What have I watched?
I got to do it in doses. And even Alex was like, I am very proud of you. Because I told her I watched 2 new shows. That was hard.
You guys, the Iron Claw is officially out for video on demand if you have not seen it.
Okay, I was going to watch it last night, but I was emotionally fragile last night, and I was like, I can't watch this. I'll have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, I bought it so my grandpa could watch it on my Apple TV account.
Oh, man, I can't wait to watch it.
So
I am ready to get hurt again.
What's today? Saturday? Today's Sunday, huh? You guys, the finale of True Detective Night Country comes out. I'm very excited to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
What else have I watched? Oh, I posted about this on my Instagram, but if you guys haven't watched Next Goal Wins, the documentary that came out in 2014, it's different from the version that came out last year. Mm-hmm. Everyone should watch it. It's really good.
Oh, yeah. I saw it on your story.
Did I watch the 2023 version? I did watch it because it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
I like the documentary better. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah.
Watch the documentary.
I haven't watched either.
Watch the documentary. My favorite part of the Super Bowl was Drew pretending to dance like Usher while we were watching the halftime show.
And also, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I thought he did a good job.
Everyone did.
No, a lot of people were talking shit.
Really?
Yeah, I saw both. I saw a lot of people loved it. I saw a lot of people hated it. Here's what I will say. I think that Usher has always been Usher, and that was a very Usher performance. Also, I love that he has never let go of the pageantry of performance. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people find shit like what he does to be corny now because it's just like cringe is the new like, oh, can't be cringe. But he's like, I want roller skates. I want costume changes. I want a big ass head mic and no towel for my sweat.
What was your favorite part?
The feet move that I was copying.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite part.
My favorite part was when he roller skated in between Jermaine Dupri's legs.
There you go.
That was my favorite part.
I think it's fun. I think it was a fun time. I think he's got a massive discography, so he could have easily... Well, obviously, it was like the longest Super Bowl halftime performance in history. Yeah, it was like 30 minutes. I think normally it's like 20.
I saw him say too that he did ask Justin Bieber if he wanted to perform, and he said that it just didn't work out. And then they said, "Did you ask Chris Brown?" And he said, "No."
A king. A real one.
No, I did not.
But I also think too, I think it was fun. I think it was a fun time, and honestly, his residency has so many high reviews. So like, it's like, he's a good time. I think he's fun.
Whatever happened,
let the man
pure,
live.
Innocent fun.
Let the girls have fun, you know? Let the girls play.
Having technical issues.
I was like, you tried to plug it in like 4 times.
Oh, I'm not doing it anymore. What else was I going to say about Usher?
Who are we rooting for? I don't care.
I was rooting for everyone to just have fun.
I was rooting for...
And no one kissed at the end. I was really disappointed by that.
And by kiss, we mean the players. The quarterback.
I wanted to watch the men kiss. Let men kiss again.
Make men kiss again.
Make the captains kiss at the end of the game.
I know a lot of you, like, yeah, I have no particular opinions about either team, if I'm being honest.
You guys, that was like the first football game I'd watched in its entirety the whole year.
Yeah,
like,
same.
I know I was being silly in September and saying I was going to watch football every week, and I never did. And that was me watching football for 10 minutes. And I was like, I should watch it. I don't want to watch it.
This is how I feel about that. I don't care.
That's me about football always.
And that includes everything surrounding the outside of football too.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't feel like that about women's sports though.
No, not at all.
Only men's sports.
No, not at all. I was just telling Deison, there are so many things that, like, for women, I'm like, that's so cute.
Yeah.
For men, I'm like, you're a creepy predator.
You were disgusting.
You're gross. Like, clearly you're a weirdo.
Okay, well, when I do it, it's cute, but when you do it, it's honestly a little frightening.
There was something. Oh, fuck. Yesterday when me and Billy were out and about, I was telling him about that joke I was making with you. And there was one I thought of, and I was like, see, like, that's something that, like, women can do that. And it's cute. And when men do it, I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo and you should be in jail.
I told you, I saw Katie post this meme that said, like, when women stay up too late, you're like, aw, she's stressed. She's just so sweet and cute and small. When men do it, you're like, oh, you're creepy.
You're being weird. You're doing something bad.
It's about staying up late.
And you know what? That's not my fault that I feel that way. That's their fault that I feel that way. There are certain things where I'm like, when women do that, that's cute. When men do it, it's a threat.
Stupid.
And it's kind of like when I was saying, like, when I was joking about the, like, oh, we're gonna see some tits. I was saying, like, if we were, like, objectifying a man, or if Deison was objectifying a man and I was standing there watching her do it, and we're watching movies, if we're doing that, like, I know we're kidding around and it's funny. When men do it, it's, like, so real that it's a perceived threat. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a fact. Like, when they do it out loud for other people to hear,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're a freak. You're a weirdo. In parentheses, derogatory. When I do it, it's cute and fun.
We're having fun.
I'm literally being silly.
When you do it, it's scary.
When you do it, I'm calling the cops. And I hate the cops. Just kidding.
I was telling Wami about this one of the jokes that Caleb had made, which, by the way, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that episode.
Oh man,
it was so funny.
I love Caleb to death. Like,
he
I would
makes me laugh so much.
jump in front of a bullet for that bitch.
His podcast just dropped last week too, so you guys should check it out. It's called So True,
and y'all already know I'm gonna be on there. So
his first episode is already hilarious. Everything that guy says is so funny.
Dude, did you see that video I sent you? Moschino Dorito was
I
like,
sent it to you too.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
Do you guys follow Moschino Dorito on TikTok?
I'm a huge fan of him.
I think his real name's like Connor or something. Which
he and I
in
are
my head, he's Mr. Dorito, but
he and I are mutual.
He makes me laugh so much. He's so funny.
Yeah, yeah, and he was like, "This is what I'm talking about. This is one of the funniest people. This is the funniest comedian right now."
Yeah,
and it's that guy,
Chris Fleming. Yeah, he's Caleb's first guest.
He's like, how can I make high school truly unlivable?
I mean, Kathy hasn't posted on her close friends in a while, but maybe I just missed it.
I'm enlisting in the military. He's like, I'm buying fatigues on ASOS. I'm dropping down to Vietnam. This is in 2005, by the way. And I'm like, where do you need me? Where can I help?
All right, friends, we're going to take a quick little break, and this is with our friends at Rocket Money. So I've talked about Rocket Money a billion times. I have a really hard time keeping track of how many subscriptions I sign up, especially if I do the 30-day free trial, and then I'll be like, I'll remember to cancel it in 30 days. I never remember to cancel it in 30 days, and I'm always so surprised when it renews. And then every month I'm like, I got to cancel that, and I don't cancel it. So if I asked you how many subscriptions you have, would you be able to list all of them? I know I wouldn't. And how much you're paying. If you would have asked me this question before I started using Rocket Money, I would have said yes. But let me tell you, I would have been so wrong. I can't believe how many I had and all of the money I was wasting. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, I can cancel it with a tap. I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/2idiotgirls. That's rocketmoney.com/2idiotgirls. rocketmoney.com/2idiotgirls. Now back to the episode.
Showing up in Vietnam in 2005.
That's how I feel about EJ Marcus.
Holy fuck,
Like,
dude.
it's so
EJ,
funny, but it's so innocent. Like, the video you sent me of, he's like, hey, check this out. And it's just him jumping past the camera. But it's so he can promote his comedy show.
He's like, anyways, on an unrelated note, I am going on tour.
EJ makes me laugh so much, dude. Oh,
Well,
my God.
Moschino Dorito made a video about Caleb's episode with Chris Fleming.
We're trying to get him on the pod too, on Drew's pod for sure.
Oh yeah, and if you wanted to come on Two Idiot Girls, I'm super cool with that too. But he was saying when I was critiquing male comics and like how they're not funny anymore, and they were like, "And who would you recommend?" He's like, "This guy. This guy's the funniest guy alive," which like he is so funny. And I saw in the comments of Caleb's video with him, someone was like, "The thought of a billionaire buying land just to use oranges as target practice is so funny." Some rich fuck in Palo Alto going around and shooting oranges with a revolver and thinking to himself, how could I make high school truly
Because I told
livable?
Mark I would make it happen. One of the Marks. I don't know which one, but I told him that I would make this happen for him. Oh my God, so funny. Anyway, so you guys should
Anyone that Caleb hangs out with
is that
is
funny.
the funniest person
Yeah.
alive, because Caleb is the funniest person alive. So it's just like, if you're looking for a quality stand-up, like, just first of all go watch Caleb, but then watch anyone that he loves.
Yeah.
He's never wrong. All hits, no skips, honestly.
Okay, so we're gonna get into this week's topic for the episode. Next couple. So in the spirit of it being February and everyone talking about love, what is that? I don't know. We had you guys send in the most embarrassing thing you've ever done for crushes or to your crush. They're pretty bad. I looked at a lot of them already.
Well,
And I was vulnerable and shared one of mine in there where I talked about how I left a love note in my crush's locker and I signed it with a pseudonym. And then he guessed it was me because it was the name of it was Helena from My Chemical Romance. We used to talk about that band all the time.
spoiler alert.
I'm gay.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, you're a lesbian.
And when is someone going to leave a love note in my locker? Exactly. Speaking of My Chemical Romance, really quick sidebar. What's your favorite song? I talked about this on my story last night.
Depends on what album.
Sorry, what's your what do you think is their best album?
3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. I would say in no particular order.
I had at least 5 songs on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I'm just going based off that album.
No, do the whole discography.
Oh, all of them. Okay. Thank You for the Venom. That's one of my faves. I'm Not Okay. Dead.
Yeah.
Mama.
Mama.
I love Mama. And Mama's Supremacy. I know nobody really fucks with that song, but I do. I fucked so heavy with that song. Part of it was probably because Ray Toro goes crazy on the guitar and I was in love with him at the time, but I really do love that song. Famous Last Words.
Yeah, I put that one on there.
It's really hard to pick a favorite of theirs, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Those 2 albums, all hits, no skips, personally. Cemetery Drive is a really great one,
Yeah.
too.
Oh my God.
Cemetery Drive is
Yeah.
a great one.
Wait, I think I put that one in my.
Did you?
I think I did.
And obviously I love Helena. I love the Black Parade or whatever,
Yeah.
but like those aren't my faves.
No.
Helena used to be my fave, but I feel like that's the only one anyone really knows from them.
At Alex French, because she told me not Helena, and I said, I mean, it's a classic, it's not my favorite. And she said, that blasphemy.
It's track 1. Okay, get in there, get your hands dirty.
Get into
a
the
little bit.
B-sides,
All right?
Alex.
Go ahead and dive in. Why don't you?
Anyway, so we had you guys send in your things. Have you ever done anything embarrassing for a crush? No, huh? Drew doesn't get embarrassed by anything. Is that the next thing you were gonna say?
That is very true. I don't get embarrassed very easily, especially not in front of men. I'm trying to think if there's anything crazy. I was like, obviously not in high school or anything like that, because I was just so like to all of them. I was like, get away from me.
Not even. You were doing that hard middle finger to everyone.
Yeah. That's true. By that I mean like you're grossing me out.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Okay, this first one's from Amy. She said, I used to walk over an hour to go hang out with my crush when I was a freshman. I thought he looked like Nick Jonas and I was Delulu.
Walked an hour. Damn. Where the fuck are you going? Girl, an hour?
I don't even know if I like anyone.
What are you in the
enough to ever do that.
Laura Ingalls? Like, why are you? There's a part of New Girl where he's like, Nick is telling Jess he doesn't believe in long distance relationships. That's when she's like trying to date that British dude when he moves back to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I once broke up with a girl that lived in Anaheim, and that's like maybe a 45-minute drive from here because they live in LA. And he goes, but at the time there was a hive of bees living in my car, so that did play a factor. Like, an hour walk
for a Nick Jonas lookalike. And you know what? I bet he doesn't even look like Nick Jonas. That's the real tea.
For real.
Okay, this next one's from Hope. She said, personally, I don't do shit, but in high school senior year, I slid into my crush's DMs on the last day of school and I told him that he was cute. It was embarrassing because he followed it up with, oh, that means a lot. You're really cool too. I haven't seen you since. Or I haven't seen him since.
And then you unsend the message from the top.
And then it just says, blocked.
Yeah. Blocked.
Personally, I don't do anything, but here's a really embarrassing thing I did for a crush.
But that is because I did do one thing once and it was the worst mistake I've ever made. Oh, fuck, I had one in my
That's why you don't say anything to anyone.
That's the key, guys.
That's the key, guys. You just yearn from afar. That's the key.
One time, there was a guy that really wanted to hang out with me in college, and I was for obviously not good intentions, so I don't feel bad at all, but like he was just really feeling me. And I remember I had asked him, I was like, I would forget to respond, and then I would, and then when we were trying to link up, like hang out, I remember one time I was like, do you have a car? And he was like, yeah. And I go, do you think you could give me and my girlfriends a ride somewhere? And he was like, yeah, of course. What time? And I was like, probably in like an hour. And he was like, yeah, for sure. And I said, okay. And then I forget what the fuck happened, but we ended up not needing a ride. So then I text him probably like 30 minutes later. And I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't think we need a ride after all. And he was like, oh yeah, no worries. Like, not a big deal. Fast forward. When I actually do hang out with this guy in real life, he tells me that he did not have a car at all. He told me he lived 5 minutes from my school. He didn't. He lived on like the other side of the island. And he literally said he ran to his sister's house and she lived like a mile away. And she had a car, and then he has to borrow it. And she said only if he goes and picks up groceries for her. So he took the car, had to go buy groceries, drive them back. Then she said, make sure you fill it up. He had to go fill it up, drove all the way to the school and was waiting for me. And then he was like, oh, no worries.
30 minutes early. At least he was cool. Like, it was like, oh, chill, no worries. I haven't even left my house yet.
He was so like, oh yeah, like don't even worry about. Like I had no idea that he was like, no worries. And then he's literally parked outside waiting for me.
Me saying no worries, but it's all worries.
But I am worried, and I'm actually kind of a little annoyed.
And now I'm mad.
That makes me look bad, but I swear I didn't know. And he told me after, and he was like,
okay, this next one's anonymous. She said, I went over to his place. I fell off of his lofted bed, which is about 6 feet in the air.
Jesus.
Into his
Why is it so high up? Why is his loft bed so high up?
A loft bed's high.
Well, depending on how tall your ceilings are, 6 feet? That's tall.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's so high.
It gets worse. So she fell off his lofted bed 6 feet into his trash can and hit her head on the wall. No damage, except I did dent the trash can, which I eventually popped back into place.
Don't worry about it, babe.
Oh, and I paid for our food, but all in the name of love.
Did you pay for the food before or after the fall?
Dude, her big three's fucking crazy.
Did you pay for the food before or after the fall? Because if you fell and you paid...
Can you imagine, like, she's like, yeah, just pick whatever you want on my phone. And she's holding the trash can like this. And she's like, yeah, it's good. I fixed it. It's good. Don't worry about it.
When she's like, oh, yeah, I'd love tea. And he's like, okay, cool. Do you have your card? And he goes, I mean, you did dent my trash
That's
can.
what she was like, just order whatever you want on DoorDash. Swinging your hand inside it.
I hope you did that because you felt bad, not because, I don't know. I still, you know what? Men can say whatever they want about that shit. I truly, and this is obviously just within heterosexual relationships. I like really don't think it's a big deal if you pay for the food.
If women do?
No, if men do. They complain about that shit.
All the ones that complain aren't going on dates, so I never understand.
You don't have money to buy bitch food, just say that. But I just don't think food is nearly expensive enough because you could eat anywhere for you to lead a crusade about why women should be paying for shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women will pay for their own shit. Mm-hmm. But I just mean like the gesture is just like it's being polite.
Yeah.
Like I when I go to dinner with like my friends, like me, Brittany, Daison, and Caleb, I'm not like, okay, so like, are we splitting it 4 ways? Or like, I'm not going to do that shit. You know what I mean? Because you're a weirdo if you do that. So I don't know. I just think that about dates. Anyways, since you fell, I think the compensation should have been on him. But
also, why did you fall off the bed?
I know. Did you get scared or something?
Her big three is she's an Aries sun,
okay,
a Leo moon.
Oop.
And then she said a Cancer or a Leo rising. It depends on which site you use.
Well, they're so close together. That's probably why. Well, it actually depends on what time you were born to accurately determine that, because then it won't matter what site you use. That's just a tip for you, girl. Dang. No wonder you were like, yeah, I fell off the bed. Do you want to eat? Or
yeah, I fell off the bed right on top of your trash can and I broke it and I also hit my head. Go ahead and order whatever you want for food on my phone. That's on me.
That's on me. My bad.
Like, I imagine, like, it'd be really funny if she was on the bed being silly and then she slipped and fell off. That would have been really funny.
Or what if you were like being intimate? That would be awful.
Well, yeah, of course.
Also, why does that grown man have a loft bed? Like, how old are you? Like, why?
Some dorms have them. Like, at my school, they did.
Okay, well, if we're in a dorm situation, okay, that's different.
Okay, if you go to U,
I'm picturing like he lives in like fucking Soho, and for some reason he has a loft bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you, Tom Hanks in Big? Like, get a normal person bed.
You know what I was thinking of? Like, there were 2 different like dorms at my school that I know have loft beds because I've stayed in them when I worked for orientation programs.
Yeah.
So if you went to U of O, the ones in Living Learning Center or whatever it's called, LLC, that one, the floor literally looks like not a basketball court, but it's like that cement, like in a loft, like if you go to like someone's loft, like that's
I get what you mean. Yeah,
falling onto that is probably crazy.
I'm surprised you weren't concussed.
Or if you lived in like Sheldon, those ones by the health center, those ones have the hardest carpet known to mankind.
I just think
falling off either of those would hurt so bad.
Well, and me and Daison had bunk beds as kids.
I slept on the top.
Yeah, Daison's, and that was purely like, well, first of all, we thought they were cool, but then once we had them, we were kind of like,
I can't see you when we're talking.
Yeah, that too. But also, I feel like they just were a space saver.
No,
like, that was a huge reason why we did it. But, and obviously, we grew up with literally no money at all, so we needed all the space we could. So for those reasons, I don't think they're bad. But again, we were children. So I genuinely think loft beds, if you purchase them and they're not in like a dorm of some kind, like as a grown adult, like what's the matter with you? You want to like, I just also think the invention of loft beds are stupid. Like for adults.
Yeah. Because
it's almost like, well, I actually want to be hotter when I sleep. How can I make that happen? I'll sleep 2 inches from the ceiling. I think that's a good idea. Let's do it that way. That's so stupid. Loft beds are also not big enough for 2 people, so no wonder you fell off.
Usually they're like about a twin or an extra long twin or something like that. Yeah. our friends are going to take a quick little break, and this is with our friends at Me Undies. Underwear drawers are like the Wild West of wardrobes. There's no rhyme or reason to them. Anything goes. You've got pairs from 3 birthdays and 2 Christmases ago, pairs from 5 different brands with 5 different fits, and when you open that drawer every morning, you have no idea what to expect. Now that I've felt the buttery soft comfort of Me Undies, my other pairs have got to go because Me Undies is all I reach for. I'm hooked, and honestly, I just feel off if I try to wear anything else. You guys, this is not a joke. I'm literally wearing Me Undies right now. These are the coziest chonies I have ever worn in my entire life. I have a black pair. That's the pair I'm wearing right now. And then I have a pair that has little Grogu's on them. And they're really cute. And they're really cozy. And I really like wearing them. So they have style for everyone, from all black classics to fun expressive prints. MeUndies has a look for everyone. Plus they come in sizes extra small to 4X, guaranteeing a flattering cut for every body. Versatile loungewear. MeUndies isn't just about underwear. Explore the lounge collection featuring comfy joggers, hoodies, onesies, and more. And their Move Me activewear collection is the softest activewear on the market. Their signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. It's breathable, stretchy, and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all day wear. So all of you can get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at meundies.com/2idiotgirls. That's meundies.com/2idiotgirls for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. Now back to the episode.
R.I.P. though. At least you got a funny story though.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, this next one's from Kiera. She said, I was a huge gleek growing up in school.
Period.
So I signed up to sing Don't Stop Believing in karaoke. And when I got up to show my undying love, I picked my crush to sing with me as if we were Finchel. Like Finn and Rachel.
Yeah, I know what Finchel is. I'm
Excuse
hip
me,
to the
sorry.
game.
As soon as he agreed and stood up, I panicked and ran out of the class. And when I came back, he was singing it by himself.
He said,
okay.
He said, I wasn't expecting to take over, but I will.
But if I have to, I will.
The way he stood up there and was like, she didn't show up, I will. The way he clocked in immediately. That's honestly, damn, you were trying to be brave and be bold, and then you ended up getting sunned by your crush. Did he kill it?
Probably.
Did he rouse the crowd with his talent? That would have been such a terrible turn of events. Like,
oh my God. Okay.
You're real bold though. I can't believe you were so bold up until that point. You know what I mean? Like literally choosing to do that in front of a bunch of people, setting all of it up, picking the song, picking your crush on purpose.
Why didn't you do the like a virgin?
Dude, you should have done Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a
I was
great
like, what's
cover.
another Finchel duet that I can think of?
Well, that one's with Jesse and
okay.
Tim. But yeah, that's a great one.
Jesse St. James.
Yeah, you should have picked both your crushes. You should have had 2 crushes, picked both of them, then did Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, this next one's anonymous. She said, I thought he was into a girl in his class way back when Ask FM was a thing.
Dude.
So I pretended to be her to see if he had a crush, and he did.
Fuck around and hurt your own feelings. Been there.
You guys, I've done that so many times.
Ask.fm, like, Gen Z will never know.
Yeah,
they'll never
you guys
know.
can try with your anonymous question boxes on Instagram.
You will never know.
It's not the same.
That website was...
Is there anything more humbling?
That was truly created by an evil billionaire.
Is there anything more humbling than when you post your Ask FM and then no one asks you questions?
You go in there and start asking yourself questions?
I
Gotta
never
warm
did
up the
that.
crowd?
No, I didn't do that.
I know other girls did that.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
When I found out people did that, I was like, that's genius. I never thought of that.
I made an Ask.fm one time, right? And then I got a couple questions that were like, I could tell were from friends.
Yeah.
Like they were just like sweet things. Not kidding. I had those 2. I remember this so severely. And then I got one from someone I genuinely don't know who it was from, but it was creepy perverted. And I immediately got mad and deleted it. I never opened it ever again.
What did it say? Do you remember?
It just said something about like me having like a nice ass or some shit like that. Like it was written clearly by a teenager, like on some bullshit. Like he's at his buddy's house. They're using the home computer to like be a fucking asshole. And he does that shit. I got so mad. I deleted my account immediately because I was so angry. I was like, you know what? You guys are playing in my fucking face and I don't like it. Delete.
Yeah.
The way I immediately was like, and this is for children.
And you're literally 12.
That website was so... I remember, though, I used to go on there and look up one of the girls that I knew. And her and I were cool at the time. And I used to just go look on hers because they would say, oh my God, just the worst things in the world to her. And I could not believe that she was so cool with it, leaving it up.
But if you think about it, she was probably doing it herself.
Oh, she could have been.
Like,
yeah.
I never thought of my friends doing that, but that makes sense.
She could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
I miss her. I miss Ask If I'm bring it back.
Don't bring it back. It'll cause problems in your relationships.
What makes me laugh is a lot of you guys are prefacing these saying, like, I don't know, I never did anything embarrassing. But here's one of the most embarrassing things you'll ever read. So
I wasn't really someone who got embarrassed, but this is something that did traumatize me beyond belief, and now I never do this anymore.
and it's going to be one of the most embarrassing things you've ever read. Okay.
You guys are so us-coded.
Yeah. Okay. This next one's from Z. She said, I feel like the most embarrassing thing I can remember is in 8th grade, I used to come up with poems for my crush. For example, your hugs are my safe zones. Your smiles are my cures. Your words are my music. But you most of all are my light. Or something like, liking each other may be easy, but falling in love takes 2 of us. But hey, I still got the girl.
Okay, Rupee Car. Okay, Rupee Car. Milk and honey head ass.
Okay, Shel Silverstein head ass.
Milk and honey head ass.
This might be one of the craziest things I've ever read. Z,
I
you
like
said
how
you still got the girl. Is that what I'm missing? I'm not getting the girl because I need to make.
I like how you're like, or something like that. As if that's not a verbatim quote that I'm sure you thought you were eating.
It's like more or less something like that.
Or like something similar to that. Your hugs are my safe zone is so specific. Like, bitch, you made that up. Knock it off.
You wrote that, Z.
Yeah,
Don't
Z.
pretend you
Let's
didn't
not
that.
sit here and lie to each other, okay?
You wrote that.
Let's not sit here and pretend like you didn't know that's exactly what you wrote. Or like something just like, I'm just riffing off the top of my head, but it was something like that.
It's not verbatim, of course, because how could I remember?
Well,
but
obviously I
maybe
don't.
Something like.
Obviously, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something in the vein of "Your hugs are my safe zone." Also, that last one you said, or something like, "Falling in love takes 2 of us," huh? I feel like
It reminds me of that song. 2 of Us song.
It's
right?
literally like on a ukulele. That's what it sounds like.
And it's like high pitched.
Oh, the honey to my pie or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, what is that song?
But Google it. And
What
if
is
you
this?
remember,
What is the
chat, comment down below if you remember.
What is this song?
Just type in honey to my pie.
Are you sure that's what it is?
What is it? Oh, no, that's
no,
not
that's
it.
not it. You guys, what's that song?
The Perfect 2. The Perfect 2. That's what it is, yeah.
You guys, we found it. It's called The Perfect 2. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all we're going to play. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was you in 8th grade.
Perfect 2 by Auburn.
Yeah,
that
look it
was
up.
you.
Look up that was what your head ass poems were sounding like. Or something like that. I don't remember though. I don't remember because I've never done anything that was ever
I've never
embarrassing.
done anything cringy, but okay, this is the last one we're gonna do. Then we're gonna do a part 2 next week. Okay,
Yes.
Okay, this one's from Belt. He said, my crush and I were the only 2 with cell phones at one point, but I would constantly text them random things and be like, sorry, wrong person, knowing full well that my only contacts were my parents and my crush.
Your mind, it works so much
It's so powerful.
It's so powerful. Daison and I, our very first cell phones were Nokias, and we used to have little prepaid cards.
Yeah.
And we had certain minutes on them, and we would text each other because we were our only contacts too, and then our like parents, our family members. And I remember my mom got really mad at me once because I ran out of all my texting minutes in like the first week of the month, and it was because I was literally texting Daison Rugrats quotes that we would laugh at together.
Because our brother, we had like the VHS tape, so our brother would watch them because he was like a baby at the time.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
there's this episode that makes us laugh every time we think about it.
it's the one where Chucky moves in with Tommy for a little.
No, Tommy moves in with Chucky.
Oh, Tommy moves in with Chucky,
Yeah.
and Chucky like just cannot handle how Tommy
'Cause
moves.
he's
Like,
such a Virgo.
yeah, because Chucky is a Virgo, clearly.
And Tommy has to be an Aries.
And it's
of some
crazy
sort.
because it's crazy because Chucky like clearly has anxiety as he grows older, and like the only thing that tempers it is his sense of control, and that's me. But we used to laugh at that episode so hard, and I ran out of all my minutes because I was literally texting Daison bar for bar the conversation when he's teaching him how the blocks need to be stacked. And he's like, this is a triangle. I'm not kidding. I spent all of them just texting her that little monologue.
Yeah, dude. And we would laugh.
And my mom was like,
and we're like in the room with each other doing that.
And my mom's like looking at my phone. She goes, this is a triangle. Like, what is this? Like, what were you using this for? Like, why were you texting Daison this? And I was like,
it's funny.
And like for literally no reason.
But then my mom liked that we were becoming best friends. That's when we started becoming best friends. So she was like, it's fine.
But she did yell at me for that because then she had to buy me another car. Because the whole point was that we were getting older now, and she wanted to be able to like give us something that we could reach her if we needed to.
Yeah, and we were doing it to send each other quotes that make us laugh.
And obviously we had no money. So my mom was like, I have to buy you another fucking prepaid card. Dude.
So fucking
She's
funny.
like, this is a triangle. Like, what is this? Like, what does it mean? I was like, ever heard of a joke? That's what those are.
It's what we in the biz like to call a joke.
That's what we like to call workshopping material. That's how I perfect the craft. So
this is I'm making everyone laugh. That's what I'm doing.
Humor is my game. Love is my life. Or something like that.
There's a quote from Caleb. I wish I asked him about it, that he got interviewed to talk about comedy, but he said he had taken an edible right before he did the interview. Yeah. And he said comedy is magic or something like that. And it makes me laugh every time I think about it.
I know he said he wants to die every time he reads it again because he's like, what is wrong with me?
Anyways, that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Two Idiot Girls.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed it. Again, check out the Patreon. It's pretty silly and funny on
we're
there.
We're having a pretty fun time.
We're having
over
a pretty
The girls are laughing over there.
Time. We're cracking up.
We're cracking up.
But other than that, you can listen to this podcast ever you can listen to podcasts, and the video version is always on our YouTube channel. Woo! We love you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.